Kind of touch on what the girls touched on there. Obviously, the first weekend didn't turn out results-wise the way we want to, and coming off the my first 2 years here where we didn't have we haven't had the success that we want. It was a frustrating weekend, but I definitely feel like some of the things that were revealed this weekend are things we can fix. We left 28 runners on base in 4 games, so we've got to change our approach a little bit. We talk about approach at the plate, but we especially do when we get those runners in scoring position. We've got to narrow our focus, try to drive the ball up the middle, and convert some of those. If we convert 7 or 8 of those 28 last weekend, then I know 2 of those ball games would have been a lot different. On the defensively, we played really poor defense, and that falls squarely on me. I tried a couple of people at some positions that probably wasn't where we needed to be, and so we've shored that up this week in practice. We're going to go back out there with what I believe will definitely be our best defensive lineup position-wise this week, and so that's going to take care of itself. And then we walk too many from a pitching standpoint. Our pitching's better this year. There's no doubt about it. We've got pitchers that can win some ball games for us, but we had some deer in the headlight looks this weekend on the mound for some of the kids getting their first action in Division I softball, and had a couple of walks. And the way we were playing defense, we'd have a couple of walks and pair it with an error, and then they'd get a hit. Kent State game, they had 1 bases loaded hit to off the wall that drove in 3, and and it was a direct result of errors and walks. So the positive coming out of it is that there are things we can fix. There were times in the past 2 years where you come out of a weekend like that where you went 0-4, and you couldn't figure out a positive, and you couldn't necessarily feel like you had somewhere to go. But this team will be successful, and we're going to get it started this weekend.
Coach, obviously a softball team is only as good as its pitching. Talk about yours, not so much the young ones, but the ones you have returning.
Katie Wolf's returning from last year. She's the only one that's returning that had any significant time last year. And Katie threw well enough at the end of the year last year in some of the conference games for us to win, but at that time we weren't hitting. So she's kind of picked off where she left off. She got hit pretty hard against Auburn, but she came in against Austin Peay and threw pretty well. Gave up missed on 1 pitch, and the kid hit a 2-run home run. So we look for her to continue to be steady. Going into this weekend, she didn't pitch quite as much as a couple of the other ones this past weekend. We were trying to get them in some game action, kind of see what they did and let them get their feet wet. But Katie will be a steady performer for us in the circle, and she also had has been swinging a good bat too. We have a freshman pitcher from Florida, Samantha Harrell. She's from Okeechobee, Florida. She threw well at times this weekend. She had 10 strikeouts in 12 innings, which is a pretty good number, but she also had 7 walks. And she's got better control than that. She just had a couple of those. I don't want to use youth as an excuse, but she had definite deer in the headlight look a couple of times. And at one point she threw 6 balls in a row, and the 6th one hit somebody. So, and then we gave up a little CNI single and drove both those kids in. So she's going to be very very successful for us. She's got good stuff, and she's just got to mature from a pitching standpoint on the field, and we don't want to wait too long for that, but we're trying to ramp that up. And then we have junior college transfer Ileana Cabrera from Arizona. We'll use her more in a closer type role. She did get a start this past weekend, but we're going to probably use her more in a closer role, a little bit more of a baseball staff approach. She's different than Katie and Sam. She keeps the ball down, so we look for her to come in, close out games, get ground balls, and get us out of there.
Could the biggest improvement point of the season be right now, coming off of that start?
Absolutely, you hit it right on the head. If we don't turn it around, or we will turn it around, but if we don't have the results we need to have this weekend, I'm afraid from a confidence standpoint, we could really take a hit. And we got a lot of that exposed last weekend. Those issues that we've already talked about, and so this weekend we need to make that improvement and make those strides this weekend, and it is a big turning point for the year.
What did you guys learn about the team in the first 4 games so far?
The one thing that we did learn is we are very cohesive as a team. We bounce back pretty quickly, even though I felt like maybe not on the field necessarily, but as being enthusiastic and having energy and staying positive, we did a really good job of that this weekend. I'm sure y'all have seen we did not get the results that we wanted, but it was nice to come off the field with our teammates and us with our heads still held high, because like Sam was saying, the things that we need to fix are fixable.
Once again, talk about the things as far as that you need to fix. Is that base runners? Is it being smarter on the base path? I mean, what are some of those things again?
The positive thing about the fact that we did leave so many base runners on is that we are getting very many girls on base every single game. Out of 4 games, I think it's like at least 33 girls were on base. And so with that positive, we need to focus on, if we have to play small ball, if we have to, bunt them over, steal bases, anything like that, it's an easier fix than, most things could be. So probably just focusing on putting the pressure on ourselves during practice. Maybe when we get up to the plate, we're like, I'm going to hit this girl in. I'm getting 2 of these runs in. Just maybe part of our mental game can actually help make us a better team in that aspect. And then also with, we had a few costly errors. It was like we didn't make the errors that, could be easily fixed or easily, brushed under the rug that inning. We made the big errors that, cost us 2 and 3 runs. So getting some reps and, again, putting some mental pressure on ourselves during practice and helping us to remember we have got to get this is going to make it easier during games when those situations arise.
Do you feel as if this team is close to turning the corner? And for you, especially coming from a successful high school softball team, has it been frustrating that this team hasn't turned the corner yet?
It is very frustrating, and also being a senior, it's very frustrating because I want to win so bad. It's in my blood winning. It's something that I've always been accustomed to. And it's, like I said, it's very frustrating to not have turned the corner yet, but it's a process and it's a journey. And, we need to enjoy the process and enjoy the journey, and we're going to get there. This year we are getting and we are turning that corner. It may not be this weekend and it may not be the next weekend, but come conference time, we're going to turn that corner and we are going to be a strong competitor in our conference this year.
Because you about to make me suit up.
Y'all ready? Let's go.
Any more questions for Whitley?
No, that was great.
Sam, talk about this upcoming season. Obviously, you guys have already been out on the field. Things have not started the way you wanted. But talk about the promise of this upcoming season.
Well, we know what we need to fix now. So I think everything after that's pretty much going to fall into place once we fix those.
Talk about some of the things that you guys think that you need to fix going forward.
Well, we left a lot of runners on base last weekend, so we definitely need to work on getting those in. And then we had a lot of errors, so we can fix that.
Anybody else?
How do you fix the errors? Just get out there and keep practicing?
We haven't got as much time outside since the weather's been pretty bad, but all we got to do is take reps. So I think it's going to be an easy fix.
Talk about the ASUN this season. How tough will it be, and can this team compete for a title?
We've got the best team we've had since a long time, and I think we've got the best shot this year. And it's going to be tough competition, but we're definitely going to give them a run for their money.